Good afternoon. In the previous class, we had discussed various formulae of calculating interest on drawings. Any doubts in them? Is this screen visible? Okay. You should, if you remember, I told you this in class 11th also, you should memorize table of 73. Why should you memorize table of 73? Because 73 fives are 365, which is the total number of days in an year. So sometimes what happens in any question which requires calculation of any amount for a period of the year, not for whole year, sometimes the dates are given such that the number of days come which are in multiple of 73. And if you don't remember this table, then calculation takes a long time. It becomes difficult to calculate the amount. But if you remember the table of 73, you are able to do that calculation very fast. So write this point. You must memorize table of 73. Right? Dates कौन सी होती है generally? 12th और 13th June. ठीक है, ये डेज आएंगे 146 डेज, 73 into 2. सेकेंड पॉसिबिलिटी 24 और 25 अगस्त, देन 5th और 6th नवंबर, 17th और 18th जनवरी. ठीक है, all these number of days that you will get on these dates will be multiples of 73. So you should memorize the table of 73. Now let us discuss the differences between drawings and withdrawals. We have used these terms. Now let us differentiate between them. What are drawings? On the basis of nature, drawings are the routine amounts drawn by partners. These are the routine amounts drawn by by partners. Whereas what are withdrawals? Withdrawals are the permanent reductions in capital. Then if fixed capitals system is followed, then drawings are shown in which account? Drawings are shown in current account. Whereas withdrawals are shown in capital account. For interest on capital, the amount of drawings is ignored while calculating interest on capital, but the amount of withdrawal is considered for calculating interest on capital. For interest on drawings, the amount of drawings is considered because interest on drawings is calculated on drawings amount only. But withdrawals are ignored for calculating interest on drawings. Are the differences clear? Next topic, past adjustments. Sometimes what happens, some appropriations are not provided by mistake, or they are provided in a wrong manner by mistake. So if some appropriations are not provided or provided wrongly, capitals need to be adjusted to rectify the effect of such mistakes. Suppose interest on capital was to be given, but it was not given. Suppose it was to be given at 10%, but by mistake it was given at 5%. So these kind of mistakes, when they happen in appropriations, some partner may get a lesser amount, the other one may get a higher amount. To rectify the effects of these mistakes, a journal entry is done adjusting the capitals for this purpose. Similarly, if there is a change in appropriations with retrospective effect means past effect. Suppose partners decide today that they will change the rate of interest on capitals, but with effect from 1 year back or 2 years back. That is called retrospective effect. Even then, the capitals need to be adjusted to incorporate the effect of such a change. Let's understand this with the help of an example. Suppose net profit was rupees 20,000 and interest on capital was to be provided to A and B partners sharing profits equally. So interest on capital was to be provided to them rupees 5,000 to A and rupees 7,000 to B, but was not provided. That means entire 20,000 rupees profit was distributed among the partners equally. So partners did not get interest on capital, but as a result of this mistake, more profit, that is rupees 20,000, was distributed. Had these appropriations been done, means had they been given interest on capital 5,000 and 7,000, 12,000 profit would have gone in interest on capital. Remaining 8,000 would have been distributed as share of profit. Now let us see individually in case of each partner. A should have received 5,000 as interest on capital and 4,000, half of remaining 8,000 share of profit. So total amount A should have received rupees 9,000. I repeat, 5,000 rupees for interest and half of 8,000, that is 4,000 as share of profit. But what has actually happened? Actually, he has received 10,000 as share of profit. Half of 20,000 directly, no interest on capital. So overall, he was to receive 9,000 rupees, but has received rupees 10,000. So he has received rupees 1,000 extra. Now, if we see in the case of B, what has happened? B should have received 7,000 as interest on capital and half of 8,000, that is 4,000 as share of profit. So total rupees 11,000 B should have received if interest on capital had been given correctly. But what has happened? Actually, B has also received rupees 10,000 as share of profit directly. So he received rupees 1,000 less. So what is to be done now? A has got rupees 1,000 extra. We will take back rupees 1,000 from him. And B has received rupees 1,000 less. So we will give him rupees 1,000. So the adjustment entry becomes A's capital account debit 1,000 because A's capital is to be reduced by 1,000. To B's capital account 1,000 because B's capital is to be increased by 1,000. Clear? So this is the meaning of past adjustment. Now suppose in this example that we have just discussed, if net profit was rupees 9,000, interest on capital to be given to A and B 5,000 and 7,000, total 12,000. But profit is insufficient, 9,000 rupees. What do we do in such a case? We limit the amount of appropriations to the amount of profit. To the amount of profit plus interest on drawings. Now interest on drawings is not given over here, so we assume it to be 0. then interest on capital would be limited to 9,000 upon 12,000. क्या फॉर्मूला होता है? Appropriations to be given comes in denominator. Profit plus interest on drawings comes in numerator. So profit 9,000, interest on drawing 0. So numerator is 9,000 upon appropriations to be given 12,000. So this ratio comes to 3/4. That means all appropriations will be given limited to 3/4 amount. So A will get 3/4 of 5,000 as interest on capital, which comes to 3,750. B will get 3/4 of 7,000, which comes to 5,250 as interest on capital. So now let's see the working again. If interest on capital was given properly, A should have received rupees 3,750 as interest, and no profit is left after paying interest on capital, so zero share of profit. So total rupees 3,750. But what actually happened? Since interest on capital was not provided, entire 9,000 rupees profit got distributed equally. So A received rupees 4,500 as share of profit. Instead of 3,750, he received 4,500. So he received rupees 750 extra. Now let's see what happened in case of B. B should have received interest 5,250 and again zero share of profit. So total 5,250 B should have received. But actually what did he receive? Rupees 4,500, half of 9,000. So B received rupees 750 less. So in this case, our adjustment entry becomes A's capital account debit to B's capital account 750. A has received 750 extra, so his capital needs to be reduced by that amount. B has received rupees 750 less, so his capital needs to be increased by that much amount. Here, right up to here, then we'll discuss further. Written. Let's do this illustration related to past adjustments. Write down the question. A and B are partners sharing profits in the ratio of 1:2. Profit of previous year was wrongly distributed without treating the following appropriations. Means these appropriations were to be done, but these were not done. Which ones? Interest on capital. A rupees 1,500, B rupees 4,500. Interest on drawings. A rupees 100, B rupees 200. So these two appropriations were to be done, but without doing them, the profit was distributed. Now we have to pass an adjustment entry. Note down the question, then we'll solve. Written. Now, you'll notice one thing, the amount of profit is not given in the question. And since the amount of profit is not given, we assume that profit was sufficient for these appropriations. Write down this statement. Now make an adjustment table as visible on the screen. 4 columns. First column width will be maximum, around half page width for first column particulars. Then next 2 columns A and B, on left hand side write plus, on right hand side write minus for both. And then make another thin column at the end. Its purpose we'll discuss in a short while. Now first appropriation we are given is interest on capital. Interest on capital was to be given to the partners, but it was not given. So we will give it now. So in A's column, below plus sign, that means on left hand side, we will write 1,500 because it is to be given. So below plus sign. Similarly, in B's column, on left hand side, write 4,500. Next appropriation is interest on drawings, which was to be charged. Interest on drawing is charged. That means taken, but it was not taken from the partners. So we will take it now. Interest on drawings in A's column below minus sign. So that means right aligned. Right? 100 within brackets. Within brackets because we have to take it back. This further highlights that it is to be taken back. It's a negative amount. And similarly in B's column, right hand side, write 200 within brackets. Now these are the only 2 appropriations given to us which were missed. So now let us find out the net effect of these appropriations. Write down net amount in particulars column. In A's column, we had to give him 1,500, but we had to take rupees 100 from him. So that means net, how much more needs to be given to A in the form of appropriations? 1,400. Similarly, in case of B, 4,500 is to be given and 200 is to be taken back. So net 4,300 is to be given. That means in total, the firm had to give 1,400 plus 4,300 to both the partners in the form of appropriations. So now our last column comes into picture. The total of 1,400 and 4,300, 5,700. Now what is this amount? This is the amount 5,700 that was to be appropriated, that was to be given in the form of appropriations to both the partners, but which was not given. Since it was not given, that means more profit was distributed among the partners. Whatever the amount of profit was, entire amount of profit was distributed among the partners without these appropriations. That means 5,700 excess amount was distributed. Let's understand this with the help of an example. Suppose profit was 10,000 rupees. अगर ये अप्रोप्रिएशंस की होती हमने इंटरेस्ट ऑन कैपिटल और ड्राइंग्स की तो 5700 would have been distributed in the form of these appropriations. How much profit would have been left after these appropriations out of 10,000? 10,000 minus 5,700, that is 4,300. But actually the profit distributed was entire 10,000. That means 5,700 excess profit was distributed. In which ratio was it distributed? Must have been distributed in the profit sharing ratio 1:2. So now we will take back that extra profit to rectify the things. So next row in particulars column, write down extra profit within brackets 5,700 wrongly distributed, taken back in profit sharing ratio, that is 1:2. 5,700 in the ratio of 1:2 means 1/3 of 5,700, 1,900 within brackets on right hand side because it is to be taken back. Similarly, 2/3 of 5,700, that is 3,800 within brackets on right hand side in B's column. Now in next row, write down net adjustment. Now let us see what adjustment do we need to make. We have to give 1,400 to A and take 1,900 from A. That means the net amount will be 1,400 minus 1,900, that is negative 500. Means we have to take back 500 rupees from A. Since we have to take back, that means we will debit A's capital account with 500 rupees. In case of B, we have to give 4,300 and we have to take back 3,800. That means net amount will be 4,300 minus 3,800, that is 500 positive. Means 500 more needs to be given to B. So we need to credit B's capital account with 500. Now notice one thing here. The sum of net adjustments is 0. Positive 500, negative 500. And this should always be 0 if our calculations are correct. Right? If the total of net adjustment amounts of all partners is not equal to 0, that means there is some mistake in the calculations. So now we will pass the adjustment entry, make a format of journal. So what is our journal entry? We have to debit A's capital account and we have to credit B's capital account. So A's capital account debit to B's capital account 500 rupees. In narration, we will write capitals adjusted for rectification of appropriations. Is it clear? Now write down this important note. If the amount of profit is sufficient for appropriations, as we had assumed in this case, because amount of profit was not given, even if amount of profit is given and it is sufficient for appropriations, or amount of profit is not given and we assume it to be sufficient. So first condition is if the amount of profit is sufficient for appropriations and there is no mistake in profit sharing ratio. Question may it was not specified anywhere that profit was distributed in some wrong ratio. That means there was no mistake in profit sharing ratio. So when these two conditions are met, I repeat, first condition, when profit amount is sufficient for appropriations. Secondly, there was no mistake in profit sharing ratio. Then the amount of profit is irrelevant for the purpose of calculation of adjustment amount. अब इस क्वेश्चन में we were not given the amount of profit and we did not even require it. Even if I tell you profit amount was, let us say, rupees 10,000, does not make any difference. Or 20,000 or 30,000, whatever was the amount of profit does not matter. Still, our adjustment amount will be this only: 500 credit for B, 500 debit for A, and our adjustment entry will remain the same. So profit amount is irrelevant for the purpose of adjustment if these two conditions are met. Profit is sufficient for appropriations and there is no mistake in profit sharing ratio. Clear? Now let's do another illustration of past adjustments. Let us understand the concept of past adjustments with the help of this illustration now. Write down this question. A and B are partners sharing profits in the ratio of 3:2. Capitals: A rupees 1 lakh, B rupees 60,000. Drawings: A rupees 30,000, B rupees 50,000. Salary entitlement: A rupees 3,000, B rupees 5,000. Against it, write within brackets, was omitted, means A and B were entitled to this much salary, but it was not given, it was missed out. Then write interest on capital provided at 10% per annum, but was to be provided at 15% per annum. Next line, interest on drawings charged at 5% per annum, but was to be charged at 25% per annum. Profit was wrongly distributed in 5:3 ratio. Actual ratio was 3:2, but wrongly it was distributed in 5:3 ratio. Then write pass adjustment entry if net profit was case A rupees 25,000, case B rupees 12,400. Written. Now let's start solving it. A part first, when profit is rupees 25,000. Make one such table with three columns: particulars, correct appropriations, and wrong appropriations. Now, first of all, we will write the amount of profit. In both columns, correct as well as wrong, write down profit rupees 25,000. Because in case A, profit given to us is rupees 25,000. Next, we will write interest on drawings for 6 months. Why 6 months? Because the drawings amount is given to us, but drawings date is not given to us. So whenever drawings date is not given to us, we calculate interest on drawings for 6 months average period, right? So as per correct appropriations, interest on drawing was to be charged at 25% per annum. 25% means 1/4. So in case of A, 1/4 of 30,000, 7,500, but that will be for whole year. For 6 months, it will be half of that. So half of 7,500 is 3,750. Similarly, in case of B, 1/4 of 50,000. Half of 50,000 is 25,000. So 1/4 will be 12,500, but that will be for whole of year. We want interest for 6 months. So half of 12,500, that is 6,250. Now, why are we writing interest on drawings after profit? Because if you visualize a profit and loss appropriation account, on credit side, we generally have these two things, profit and interest on drawings. So we are writing interest on drawings after profit to see how much total amount we have available for distribution. Now, as per wrong appropriations, interest on drawing has been charged at 5% only. So 5% in case of A, 10% of 30,000 will be 3,000. 5% will be half of that, 1,500, but that will be for the whole year. For 6 months, half of 1,500, that means rupees 750 in case of A. And in case of B, 5% of 50,000 will be 2,500 for the whole year. But for 6 months, half of that, rupees 1,250. Now, by adding these amounts of profit and interest on drawings of both partners, we will come to know how much amount we have for distribution among the partners. So we will total up these amounts now. Write down total, within brackets write A. Now as per correct appropriations, 25,000 plus 3,750 plus 6,250. 6,250 plus 3,750 is 10,000 plus 25,000. So total is 35,000. As per wrong appropriations, 1250 plus 750 is 2000 plus 25,000. So total is 27,000. First of all, we have to see whether the profit is sufficient to give the appropriations that are to be given or not. For that, we are doing all these calculations. Now, we will write appropriations that are to be given. The first one being salary. How much salary A and B were entitled to? 3,000 and 5,000. Wrongly, how much salary has been given? The question says it was omitted, means it was missed out. So salary has not been given at all. So we'll just write dash over here. The next appropriation is interest on capital. As per correct rate, it was to be provided at 15% per annum. And we know interest on capital is calculated on opening amount of capital, which is 1 lakh rupees in case of A. So 15% of 1 lakh, 15,000. And in case of B, 15% of 60,000. 10% of 60,000 is 6,000. Add half more of that, that is 3,000. So 15% of 60,000 comes to rupees 9,000. But wrongly interest on capital has been provided at 10% per annum. Means A has been provided interest at 10% of 1 lakh, that is 10,000. And B has been provided 10% of 60,000, that means 6,000. Right? These are the appropriations which were to be given. Now let's total them up and see how much is their total. Salary and interest on capital total. Within brackets, write B. So 3,000 plus 5,000, 8,000. 15 plus 9 is 24. 24 plus 8 is 32,000 as per correct appropriations. As per wrong appropriations, there is no salary. Interest on capital total is 16,000. Now, let's compare total B with total A. We see that as per correct appropriations, the amount available was 35,000 and amount to be given was 32,000. So full appropriations can be given. As per wrong appropriations also, amount available was 27,000, but the appropriations to be given were 16,000 only. So again, full appropriations can be given. Next row, write down distributable profit A minus B. So as per correct appropriations, the profit that should have been distributed was 35,000 minus 32,000. That is 3,000 rupees. As per wrong appropriations, the profit which was wrongly distributed was 27,000 minus 16,000. So rupees 11,000. Write down this note. Since net profit plus interest on drawings is greater than appropriations to be given, full appropriations can be given. Now we will prepare an adjustment table. Again, make a table of 3 columns. Keep width of particulars the maximum. Use half page width of your register for particulars. Remaining 1/4 and 1/4 width for another 2 columns, A and B. And on left side of A, write plus, on right side, write minus. Similarly for B, left side, write plus, right side, write minus. Below plus, we will write those amounts which are to be given to the partners. And below minus, we will write those which are to be taken back from them. Let's see how. First of all, salary omitted. Salary was to be given, but was not given. So we will give it now. How much? 3,000 and 5,000. So we will write these amounts below plus sign. That means on the left hand side of the columns. Then next was interest on capital. Now we will just adjust the difference. If you see carefully, as per correct appropriations, A was to get 15,000, but he was actually given 10,000. So we have to give him how much more now? 5,000, absolutely right. Similarly, B was supposed to get 9,000 interest on capital, but wrongly was given 6,000 only. So how much more needs to be given? Exactly, 3,000. Written. Next is interest on drawings. Again, we will just adjust the difference. Now see, A was to be charged interest on drawings 3,750, but was actually charged only 750. That means how much more is to be charged? 3,000 rupees, right? And it is to be taken back because interest on drawing is taken from the partner. It is charged from the partner. So we will write it below minus and we will write the amount in brackets. Brackets will further highlight that this amount is to be taken back or taken from the from the partner. Similarly, in case of B, interest on drawing was to be charged rupees 6,250, but was wrongly charged only 1,250. So now the difference 5,000 is to be taken from B. So in B's column, we will write on the right hand side within brackets 5,000. Right. Now, another mistake was that profit was wrongly distributed. So whatever wrong profit was distributed should be taken back and the correct profit should be distributed in the correct ratio. So in next row, we will write wrong profit distribution. And we have calculated in the above table, as per wrong appropriations, the profit which was distributed was rupees 11,000. And the question tells us it was distributed in 5:3 ratio. So wrong profit distribution 11,000 in the ratio of 5:3. Calculate the amounts. 5 by 8 upon 11,000 of 11,000 and 3 by 8 of 11,000. It comes to 6,875, which is to be taken back from A, and 4,125, which needs to be taken back from B. So we'll write in brackets, right aligned. Now, once we have taken back the wrongly distributed profit, we also need to give the correct profit to them. Correct distributable profit is how much? As per correct appropriations, 3000, and it needs to be distributed in which ratio? 3:2. So write down correct profit distribution, rupees 3000 in 3:2 ratio. Divide 3000 in 3:2 ratio. 3 upon 5 and 2 upon 5 of 3000 comes to 1800 and 1200. We'll write below plus sign. Now, whatever information was given in the question, we have treated everything. Now we need to find out net adjustment that needs to be done. So in next row, write down net adjustment. In A's column, let's see what amounts we have written below plus sign, means amounts to be given. 3000 plus 5000, 8000 plus 1800. So 9800 is to be given to A. And what is to be taken back? 3000 and 6875. Total of these is 9875. So 9800 positive, 9875 negative. So the net amount is 9800 positive minus 9875. So net amount comes to be 75 negative. Means net 75 rupees we have to take back from it. That means we will debit A's capital account with 75 rupees. Because whenever we give anything to a partner, the partner's capital increases. And when capital increases, it is credited. Whenever we take something from the partner, the capital decreases. And whenever capital decreases, it is debited. In case of B, similarly, the amounts to be given 5 plus 3, 8000 plus 1200. So 9200. Amounts to be taken back 5000 and 4125. So 9125. 9200 is to be given. 9125 is to be taken back. So net amount is 75 rupees to be given, positive 75. Since it is to be given, B's capital will be credited. And mind you, this net adjustment amount of all the partners, sum should be 0. As we have positive 75, negative 75, sum is 0. That means our calculations are correct. If this amount does not, if the total of net adjustment amounts of all partners does not come out to 0, that means there is definitely some mistake in our calculations. But over here, since it is 0, we are satisfied our calculations are correct, most probably. If the question says the capitals were fixed, then instead of capital account, we will use current accounts in the entry. Now let's write the journal entry. In this question, we are not given that the capitals were fixed. That means by default, we will assume capitals are fluctuating. Adjustment entry you always have to give by making a proper format of journal. So make a format of journal just about 5 lines because only one entry we have to pass. A's capital we have to debit. So A's capital account debit. B's capital account is to be credited. So to B's capital account amount 75. And in narration we will write capitals adjusted for rectification of appropriations. And I repeat, if the question would have said the capitals were fixed, then this entry would be wrong. What will be the correct entry? Instead of capital, we will have to write current account. A's current account debit to B's current account. But in this question, we are not given capitals are fixed, so we will use capital account. Write this entry and then we proceed to case B. Now we will do similar calculations in case B also. We will see whether the profit is sufficient. Profit plus interest on drawings is sufficient to cover the appropriations to be given or not, first of all. So first of all, we will again make a table, 3-column table like we did earlier. Particulars, correct appropriations, wrong appropriations. The first thing we will write over here is profit. Now in case B, how much is the profit? Rupees 12,400. So in both the columns, we will write 12,400. Now we will write interest on drawings. We had already calculated interest on drawings in case A, so we can write the total directly now. In case of correct appropriations, what is the total? 3750 plus 6250, so 10,000. As per wrong appropriations, 750 plus 1250, so 2000. Now we'll add these two things, profit and interest on drawings, total A. Correct appropriations 12,400 plus 10,000, so 22,400. And wrong appropriations 12,400 plus 2,000. How much? Yes, absolutely 14,400. Then we will write appropriations to be given. And now, since we have already done the individual calculations for salary and interest on capital, in this table, let's write the total directly. So in particulars, write salary and interest on capital total. As per, now see the table in case A, as per correct appropriations, total is 8,000 plus 24,000. So 32,000. We already have this total written over here, 32,000. And as per wrong appropriations, the total is 16,000. Now, if we see carefully, total amount of profit plus interest on drawings is 22,400, whereas appropriations to be given are 32,000. That means profit is insufficient. Had the question stated that these appropriations are to be treated as a charge, then we would have given full appropriations. Doesn't matter even if it results in a loss. But the question is not stating so. So we will have to limit the amount of appropriations. Similarly, as per wrong appropriations also, the profit and interest on drawing total is 14,400. But appropriations to be given are more than it, 16,000. So again, we will have to limit. How will we limit? Write down in next row particulars. Since total A is insufficient. Insufficient for what? For giving the appropriations of salary and interest on capital. So salary and interest on capital will be limited. How will they be limited? They will be limited in the same ratio. 22,000 as per correct appropriations, 22,400 upon 32,000 equals 7 by 10. In case of wrong appropriations, 14,400 upon 16,000. Calculate how much it comes out to be. Yes, very good. 9 upon 10. That means as per correct appropriations, we will give all appropriations limited. That means only 7 upon 10, 70% of the appropriation. And as per wrong appropriations, 9 by 10 or 90%. Now let's write down the amounts of appropriations to be given. Salary first of all. Now see, the first table we had made in case A. A was supposed to get a salary of rupees 3,000. Now we will give him 7 upon 10 of 3,000. How much is that? 2,100. Yes. Similarly, B was to be given a salary of rupees 5,000. 7 upon 10 of that is absolutely right, 3,500. So we will limit the amount of salary in this manner. As per wrong appropriation, salary was not given. So simply write dash over there. Now in the similar manner, we will limit the amount of interest on capital also. A was supposed to get 15,000. But now we will give 7 by 10 of 15,000 since profit is insufficient. So 7 by 10 of 15,000 is 10,500. And for B, 9,000 into 7 by 10 comes out to 6,300. As per wrong appropriations, A was given 10,000, but now this amount will be limited to 9 by 10. Not 7 by 10. Remember, in the wrong appropriations, ratio is 9 by 10. So 9 by 10 of 10,000 is 9,000. And 9 by 10 of 6,000 is absolutely right, 5,400. Now we will total them. Salary and interest on capital total B. 2,100 plus 3,500, 5,600. Then 10,500 plus 6,300, 16,800. And total of all these four amounts, 22,400. Now you can cross check this is the amount of profit plus interest on drawings that we had. If the total of appropriations to be given is coming same as the amount of profit plus interest on drawings, in this case, when appropriations were limited, means our calculations are correct. Similarly, in case of wrong appropriations, 9,000 plus 5,400, 14,400, again same as the amount of profit and interest on drawings we had. What is the distributable profit now? A minus B. Since entire amount of profit has been given in the form of these appropriations, so there is no distributable profit left. A is also 22,400, B is also 22,400. So distributable profit is nil. You can just write it, put a dash. Similarly, wrong appropriations, A is 14,400, B is also 14,400. So wrongly distributed profit was also nil. Clear up to here? Good. Now let's make adjustment table once again. Again, half page width for particulars column, 1/4 and 1/4 for next two columns for A and B. First detail we will write is salary omitted, like in the previous case, but the amounts will be different now. 2,100 and 3,500. Next, we will write interest on capital difference. A was to get 10,500 but was given 9,000. So how much more we have to give now? Yes, 1,500. Similarly, B was to get 6,300 but was given only 5,400. So how much more needs to be given now? Yes, 900. Next will be difference of interest on drawings. See, interest on drawings amount is not limited because this is the amount firm is charging from them, not giving to them. So interest on drawing amount will remain same as in case A. Difference was 3,000 and 5,000. Same amounts will come in this case also. Within brackets, below minus sign. Written. Now in this case, there is no profit that was wrongly distributed. There is no profit which is to be distributed correctly. So these adjustments will not be there. That means directly we will come to net adjustment now. In case of A, 2,100 plus 1,500. So 3,600 positive and negative is 3,000. So the net amount means 3,600 is to be given to A. 3,000 is to be taken back. So net 600 needs to be given to A. So we will credit his capital account. Now let's see in case of B. 3,500 plus 900. 4,400 is to be given. But 5,000 is to be taken back. So that means net 600 is to be taken. So 600 within brackets means we will debit B's capital account with rupees 600. Now again, positive 600 and negative 600. So their sum is 0. That means our calculations are correct. Most probably, unless and until we have committed some other mistake, some compensating error. If no compensating error is there, then our calculations are correct. Now let's write down the adjustment entry. So as we have concluded, B's capital account will be debited and A's capital account will be credited. So again, make a format of journal and write down this entry. B's capital account debit to A's capital account 600. Capitals adjusted for rectification of appropriations. I hope the concept of past adjustments is clear with this illustration. कई बार क्वेश्चन में दिया होता है कि सिंगल एडजस्टमेंट एंट्री पास करनी है, तो वो तो हमने डिस्कस कर लिया, लेकिन it is also possible the question may say give adjustment entries, entry नहीं entries, ठीक है, in place of a single adjustment entry question may ask for adjustment entries. उस केस में क्या करेंगे, हर अप्रोप्रिएशन की अलग अलग एंट्री होगी. जिन अप्रोप्रिएशंस के लिए कैपिटल का अमाउंट इंक्रीज करना है, मतलब क्रेडिट करना है, उनके लिए एंट्री हो जाएगी प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस एडजस्टमेंट अकाउंट डेबिट टू पार्टनर्स कैपिटल अकाउंट्स. लिख लो ये.
सर एक बार एग्जांपल भी देते ना.
सपोज सैलरी देनी थी पार्टनर्स को लेकिन नहीं दी, तो अब सैलरी देंगे, उसके लिए एंट्री हो जाएगी प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस एडजस्टमेंट अकाउंट डेबिट टू एज कैपिटल अकाउंट टू बीज कैपिटल अकाउंट, लाइक दिस, सैलरी वाला अमाउंट.
और सर ज्यादा या कम दे दिया और थोड़ा ज्यादा देना था या थोड़ा कम देना था वो.
हाँ, तो जितना अमाउंट कम दे दिया, डिफरेंस वाले अमाउंट से यही वाली एंट्री आ जाएगी, क्योंकि उतना और देना है.
हाँ जी सर.
और अगर
हाँ जी
ज्यादा
सर.
दे दिया तो रिवर्स एंट्री आ जाएगी, क्योंकि वापस लेना है. फॉर एप्रोप्रिएशंस टू बी डेबिटेड, जैसे इंटरेस्ट ऑन ड्रॉइंग, या ज्यादा कोई अमाउंट दे दिया अब वापस लेना है, उसके लिए इसकी रिवर्स एंट्री हो जाएगी पार्टनर्स कैपिटल अकाउंट्स डेबिट टू प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस एडजस्टमेंट अकाउंट. फाइनली जो प्रॉफिट हुआ, या सारी ये एडजस्टमेंट्स करने के बाद या तो प्रॉफिट होगा या लॉस होगा. अगर प्रॉफिट हुआ तो अगेन प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस एडजस्टमेंट अकाउंट डेबिट टू पार्टनर्स कैपिटल्स, और लॉस हुआ तो उसका रिवर्स पार्टनर्स कैपिटल्स अकाउंट डेबिट टू प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस एडजस्टमेंट अकाउंट. लिख लिया ये. Okay, we'll stop over here today. Any doubts? No?
No sir. Thank you sir.
Okay, thank you.